All right, let's have a look at fake quiz or practice quiz number 4. The question says a driver of a 1,200 kilogram car traveling at 90 kilometers per hour applies the brakes, comes to a stop over a time of 8.00 seconds. We're looking for the acceleration and we're looking for the displacement here. So 2 separate questions, both relying on the same data. These are both Group A or Group B problems. Group B. These are both Group B problems because it involves acceleration. Specifically, negative acceleration, slowing down. That doesn't make any difference though, right? Speeding up, slowing down, both a Group B problem. Let's write down some givens here. We've got a mass of 1,200 kilograms, but have we ever done a problem that's involved mass yet? No, it's not going to be relevant, right? Any more than the color of the car is relevant, the mass of the car isn't going to be relevant either. Now, if you want to write down as a given m is equal to 1,200 kilograms, we can do that, but it's not going to be relevant, so it's not necessary to do that. What else we got here besides that mass that I'm not going to write down here? Let's go, well, something is 90.0 kilometers per hour. What would that be? Velocity what? Yep. Yeah, that would be velocity initial, right? Which direction is it going? I don't know. It's the positive direction, whatever direction that is, north, south, whatever. We're going to convert that to meters per second. I'm not going to convert it right now, but I am going to draw attention to that just so that I don't forget to convert it later on. Okay, what else we got here? What else we got? This one's an easy one. I'll write down this one. Time is 8.00 seconds. Is there anything else that I have here if I kind of read between the lines a little bit here? Yep. Yes, it says it comes to a stop, so the final velocity would be 0 meters per second, right? And what am I looking for here? I'm looking for the acceleration. You know what? I'm looking for the displacement as well, although not until B, but I'm just going to write them both down here right now, and that way I don't have to write down any givens again. And again, all my givens, including what I'm looking for, written down in A, and then I'm just going to solve for whatever one comes to me first. If I think displacement is easier to get first, I'll do that. If I think A is easier to get first, then I'll do that. Anybody? I don't know. Is there a way to get D first displacement first? I don't think there is actually. DI. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. You're right. The velocity final is 0 meters per second. Somebody told me that. Who was that? Yeah, awesome. Initially told me that VF was equal to 0. So yeah, so I could get D first here if I want. Did anybody do that? Anybody solve for displacement first? We could have done that using D is equal to VI plus VF over 2 times T. That would have worked, right? So you guys all got acceleration first? That's fine. They're both correct. How'd you get acceleration? Not V equals delta D over delta T, right? I don't think anybody would have been tempted to use that equation here. How do we get displacement there? Caitlin, you got an equation that's solved for acceleration here? You did acceleration first or displacement first? Yeah, that's the one that I would do as well. Oh, wait. Let me save some space here. We are going to do that first. At least I'm going to do that first here. But we have to convert that kilometers per hour to meters per second. 90 times 1,000 to get meters. Times by 3,600 on the bottom to get seconds. I think we end up getting here 25.0 meters per second. Is that right? I don't know if you figured this out already, but you often see in questions that I write 72 kilometers per hour and 90 kilometers per hour. Have you noticed that? You know why I do that? Because 72 is 20 and 90 is 25. And it's easier to do in the head, right? And because I can remember those ones, right? But don't expect necessarily to see those numbers on the quiz or the test, right? We often do, but not necessarily. What do we got here? Delta V is final minus initial. So it's 0 minus 25 meters per second. And the time here is 8.00 seconds. 0 minus 25. Delta V is not 25. It's not 25 minus 0. It's 0 minus 25. So we get negative 25 over 8, which is 3 1/8. which is 3.125, negative 3.125 meters per second squared. Hey, how come it's negative? Markin? Yeah, because it's deceleration, yeah. The deceleration, deacceleration out of there. I know what you meant there. Math is elegant. Like, you might not like math. That's fair enough. But you have to appreciate sometimes how math just works. Like, the math tells me it's negative. And guess what happens in the real world? It's decelerating. Like, math always works that way. It does. Like, if I'm solving for a vector quantity, and vectors are a math thing as well as a physics thing, then the vector quantity that I solve for should be consistent with the real world. If it's slowing down, then we should get a negative. And guess what? The math will always give me a negative. It's not a coincidence. It always gives me what the math always gives me what the real world should be. So this is negative 3.125 because it's slowing down. We should round that to 3 digits. Because we've got 3 digits here, 3 digits. Final answer should be 3 digits. The fourth digit is a 5. Again, so fourth digit is a 5. The third digit should round. Yep. 3 digits, yeah. So we're going to say negative 3.13 meters per second squared. Good. I think I called you Kiana, Kiara. I had a Kiana last semester. I think I just called you Kiana. Yeah. 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 Well, that's, no, I get it. It's, if I'm calling you by the wrong name, then I get it. Sorry, Kiara. Kiara, right? Kiara? Yes. 3.13 meters per second squared. Good. So Kiara got it right, even though I got her name wrong. Good. Okay, let's get the displacement of the car. How did you guys get the displacement? Yep. How many people used VI plus VF over 2 times T? Yep. Good. Good. Anybody do something different? Anybody do like D is equal to VIT plus 1 FAT squared? VFT minus 1 FAT squared? I kind of like that one, VFT, because VF is 0, right? So 0 times T is 0, but whatever. Let's go D is equal to VIT. To be honest, I would probably use your equation, VI plus VF over 2 times T, but I'm going to use yours instead right now, just because there's something that I want to show you with that one. D VIT plus 1/2 A T squared. D is equal to VI, which is 25.0, times T, which is 8. Some brackets there, plus 1/2 of A, which is, we just solved for that, 3.13? No, it's not 3.13. When we sub it into here, we sub in our unrounded number into here. You understand that, guys? That's why I went with that equation, to show you that we have to, if we're using a previous answer, we have to use our unrounded answer. It's going to be negative 3.125. Negative and all of the digits here. Times T squared, 8 squared. 2 sets of brackets there. Let's go. First bracket's 25 times 8 plus second bracket 0.5. Remember, we always do the 0.5, not the half, times, careful here, times negative 3.125. You can imagine how it'd be easy to forget to put that negative into your calculator, right? Times 8 squared, and then let's end that bracket. We get a value of 100. And it should be, final answer should be 3 digits. So there we go. Now, if you did D is equal to VI plus VF over 2 times T, did you get 100? Go figure. If you do it 2 different ways that are legitimate ways, you have to get the same answer, right? Now, I don't care which way you do it, because the best way is the right way, right? But if you've got time, like you're done your quiz on Tuesday after the break, and you're looking around and everybody's still feverishly writing, what's a good way to check your answer? Try it with a different equation. If you get the same answer with two different legitimate equations, it is almost guaranteed that you are right. Like the odds of you getting a wrong answer, the same wrong answer using two different methods are minuscule. It effectively has to be right. Now, if you're writing a test and you got 10 questions that you're working on, don't finish question number 1 and then try it a different way before you move on to number 2. Don't do that because you might run out of time. But if you finish your test and you get time to check things over, then go back and try it a different way. Does that make sense?